Peace be to all. I hope everybody's having a beautiful and wonderful day. So today I'm just coming to y'all to show y'all a garden tour of kind of the end of summer, beginning of fall. And so I know fall has already began, but it's still kind of hot here in Texas. So there are still some summer things that are growing, but it's still cool enough for you to go ahead and plant your brassicas, your greens, celery, things like that, your cold winter crops. So we're just gonna get into this garden tour and we're just gonna have a good time and we're just gonna keep it pushing. So here, as I posted in my video about a month ago, so this is where I planted the radish, rutabagas, and turnips. So here, as y'all can see, everything is coming through nicely. I could tell that these are turnips. I could tell that these are radishes just by the color. These are gonna start being ready pretty soon. But these turnips and then the rutabagas are gonna take the longest. But by the time I harvest all of these radishes out of here, there will be plenty of space for the turnips and rutabagas to get bigger because I did not mix that many of those seeds together on purpose. So right here, I have some okra that I grew this year. This is burgundy okra, and I grew it in the ground of Central Texas. The reason that I did this is because I wanted to be able to save seeds for drought tolerant. Even though okra are very hardy, they're already drought tolerant. I wanted something that was better suited for this environment as well as the soil. So I have allowed these seeds to dry out on the actual stalk. And whenever I know that the seeds are ready is whenever I shake them. Well, y'all can't hear it that best, but y'all could kind of hear how the seeds in here, whenever you could shake it and you could hear those seeds, that's whenever you know they're ready. You don't want to harvest them too early because that lowers the germination rate and it also heightens the risk of mold whenever you store them. So this is one of the raised beds that I built. I recently pulled out a lot of the peppers, but I put them into containers so that I could save them over the winter time. I will show y'all those peppers in a minute. This happens to be one of the peppers that I have allowed to stay in the ground. This is a peppercini. It's not doing the best, as y'all can see. I think it's suffering from an iron deficiency by all of these spots on it, but I could be wrong. But the reason that this is still in the ground is just because I really want to get some more pepperoncinis and I don't want to save this plant for next year. But around it, I pulled out all of the peppers and I repotted them like I said. So I have some Swiss chard over here that has been going strong all summer. These Swiss chards I planted about a week ago, and then I planted some kale in here. I wanted to make sure that I have a bit of diversity within here because in this area, I'm noticing that kale and collard greens, they get eaten up really, really bad by caterpillars, slugs, as well as aphids. So I kind of want to have biodiversity. That's why I'm also keeping this basil plant in to kind of throw those scents off. So maybe the insects will be confused. I also have some Thai basil on this side that I will be saving the seed from. So I have this Natchez blackberry. If y'all been watching me for a while, y'all know this is one of my favorite plants that I kind of been talking about ever since I got it. So it's in this bigger pot now. What I planted around it is some peas, and I also planted some kale and some collards. The reason I did that is because this plant will not necessarily produce any blackberries over this winter time and the fall, but I will also be able to harvest some sweet peas, some kale, and some collards. This is some basil that seeded itself, and I'm just gonna leave it here just to confuse the pests. All right, so here I have this metal trough that I had planted something in. So at the beginning of the year, I had planted onions in here. So onions, they don't necessarily deplete the soil, but they do take certain nutrients out of the soil. So I understood that peppers and onions don't necessarily need the same nutrients. So I decided to plant some peppers in here. I had some beans in here before I planted the peppers to help fix some of that nitrogen. I have this basil here just to kind of be a cover crop, just for the microbes to stay active in the soil. I will be pulling this soon and I will be planting bok choy in this, but it's not ready quite yet. I'll wait until the temperatures are consistently under 80 degrees before I plant bok choy tot soy, arugula, any of those very cold weather crops, I wait until the temperature is consistently under 85 or 80 just to ensure that they do not bolt too early. And like I said in one of my last videos, bolting is basically whenever the plant or the green is starting to go to seed. So I still have a ton of cayenne peppers. As y'all can see, they produce. The reason I like cayenne so much is because the plant doesn't have to get super big, but they produce a lot of pods, and this is a lot of flavor with a small plant. And I have another one here as well. These pods are getting a bit longer. I left a couple of those onions that I did not harvest in the soil, and as y'all see, they're starting to pop up again. I love purple onions. That'll probably be the only thing that I plant, purple onions. And if something else get planted, it's by accident. So this comfrey right here, I planted when we first moved in. It has been going strong throughout the whole summertime. There was a couple other comfrey plants that I planted. They didn't do the best, but I was able to dig them out of the soil and save the root. But like I said, I love this plant comfrey, no matter if it's for chop and drop, no matter if it's for making compost tea, doing FPJ, which is fermented plant juice, which you use brown sugar with. Comfrey is just an all-around good thing to grow in your garden. It's good for broken bones. It also can be used for stomach ailments, but you have to use it in very small amounts. All right, so right here, we have a bed where there was peppers in here, there were strawberries in here, and there were eggplant. Now, as y'all see, a lot of this stuff is not in here. The eggplants, I had cut those about a month ago, and you see they're already starting to grow back. But I'm not gonna let them completely grow. I just wanna make sure there's something in the soil for those microbes to remain active. So that's why that's in the soil. I planted some peas back here by this trellis because I know by the time I get ready to plant onions in this bed, because I'm gonna plant onions in this bed, the peas will be ready to harvest. So these peas are gonna grow. By the time the onions are ready and actually need the sunlight, I will have harvested those peas off of here, and then there will still be plenty of space and sunlight for the onions to be able to actually flourish. So right here is a green bed that I planted also about a month ago, and it's doing very well. So whenever you decide to plant things early, especially in Central Texas, you have to make sure that you are watering things adequately. A lot of people say you can't plant these greens early, but you can. You just have to make sure that you pay attention to your plants. I also, like I said earlier, I did not try to plant bok choy. I did not try to plant any of the super cold winter crops. I tried to plant collard greens, which is something that can grow in the summertime. I tried to plant kale, which is something that can also grow in the summertime. And Swiss chard, which is something that can also grow in the summertime. So that's what you will see in this bed. Got collard greens, then I got a couple kale plants, and then this right here just so happened to be a turnip. I think it was mixed in with the collard green seeds somehow. So wherever I got those seeds from, y'all selling turnip seeds as well. Just saying. Right here I also have some broccoli. So I just recently planted this about 2 days ago. I have some mushroom compost. If y'all have a local mushroom facility near y'all that gets rid of their mushroom blocks, you can take these and add them to your soil. So this experiment, I planted the broccoli, but I also broke down about 3 of these mushroom blocks. As y'all can see, this is mushroom. So hopefully it'll colonize this as well. So whenever these broccoli are growing, I may be able to get some oyster mushrooms. There's some rosemary in here, and this is a curry plant. So right here, as y'all see, this is basically my seed starting station. Some stuff I start inside, but as it started to get cooler, I've started things outside because it's just a whole lot easier and it saves space. So on that side, I have mustards and collards. I have some arugula growing. I have some kale, some celery. I got some chives or bunch of onions, some more kale, some Georgia blue collard, some more kale, and then just an assortment of other things over there. As y'all can see, I have quite a few loofahs, but those will be saved for another reason. So as y'all can see, don't pay attention to the background. I actually be outside. I'm not just making videos for y'all. So we got a little tent in the backyard. We be chilling in the backyard, sometimes in the garden. This is just the beauty of nature. This is why this is out here, so you can have fun. Gardening is not just about pulling weeds and coming outside and watering your garden. You have to enjoy this. There is not, like, these things, these very things are providing us air, fresh breathing air. So this is a symbiotic relationship at the very least. We're giving it carbon, it's giving us air. So just spend time in your garden, put a tent up, come outside, sit in a chair, do whatever you want. Just appreciate nature. I have this plant right here. Some of y'all know what it is. It goes by Jamaican sorrel. It goes by Roselle. But I had grew some last year. And so this one is actually grown from the seeds that I saved from last year. I was not able to find any this year at any nursery or anything. So I'm happy that I had started some very early in the season so that they're actually able to flower. There were actually a couple flowers on it 2 days ago, but I guess they've all turned to buds now. But I still have this swimming pool. I will be taking this out pretty soon. I had took out a couple of the other ones because the weather has cooled off quite a bit and we have a lot of shade. And I don't want to worry about root rot or anything like that. I got some sweet potatoes over here in this big container. I probably won't harvest those for probably about another 2 to 3 weeks. Just so I have enough time to cure them before Thanksgiving. Right here, I have a couple habanero plants. I started them a little bit late in the season. I got each one of them for about 50 cents. They were on their way out. They were very root bound. They were horrible. Like, just if you are a gardener, you know that if you're able to get something for 50 cents, it was in a horrible condition when you got it. So I just want to show y'all it's actually producing some habaneros. And if y'all could tell, I love peppers. Like, peppers are probably one of my favorite things to grow. That's why they're all over the garden. I also have some ashwagandha right here growing in a 5-gallon pot. And so I wanted to do an experiment this year, the difference between growing it in a 5-gallon bucket and then in a 7-gallon fabric pot. I know it's a difference in size, but I just wanted to see the difference between a fabric pot and a plastic pot. I have another curry plant here. If y'all are familiar with the curry plant, please tell me the different things that I could do with this as far as health benefits. Comment down below if y'all know any of the health benefits of this plant. I've been using it, but it just keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing. I could never use enough of it. So this right here, what I'm showing in this area is basically a part of my container garden that I got going. I'm growing greens in this area and a couple carrots. So this is a different soil mix that I've been experimenting with. We'll see how it goes. As y'all could tell, it's doing pretty good so far. But I don't want to jump the gun and just tell y'all what I use because it could not work later on in the growth. But as far as I could tell with these greens and stuff like that, it's doing pretty well. So if y'all watched my video previously, y'all know that I ate a ghost pepper. So they're still going hard. I've been harvesting them for probably the whole summer. There has never been a time where this ghost pepper plant has not produced. So I have plenty of those. I also have a Carolina Reaper plant right next to it, which has some crazy looking peppers on it. And then we still have some that haven't ripened yet. And then last but not least, which is actually my favorite one, even though it has produced the least, this is the Trinidad Scorpion pepper, I believe. Yeah, Trinidad Scorpion. And this one has produced the very least for me, but to me, it's the prettiest pepper of all. So whenever I get some more of those, or I actually have a couple pictures of them, I will put them in the video. But these, to me, are the most beautiful peppers of them all. And with them all being by each other, they are cross-breeding. So some of the ones that I think look really cool, I've been saving the seeds from, and hopefully we'll be able to get a good breed next year. So right here, I just have a bell pepper plant. It has orange bell peppers on it. And so basically, I just wanted to grow this in a small pot to see what would happen. I wanted to see how big the peppers would get and how they would produce. And they seem to have done pretty good, but only whenever it cooled off quite a bit. All right, so here I also have some poblano peppers. So this plant I just had to showcase because these are probably the biggest poblanos I've ever grown. This may not be huge to some people, but to actually be able to get them this big has been crazy for me. Like, and they're delicious. Like, they're full of flavor. Anytime I've added them to the dish, I've known it. So that also shows you don't have to be big. You don't have to be boastful. You can be small and packed full of flavor. And just because something is small by visualization does not mean it's small spiritually. But just hold on to that. So these are some of the peppers that I said that I dug out. So this one right here is a bell pepper. This one is a sweet cherry pepper. So the reason I dug this one out is because I really like the peppers, but it wasn't in a good spot of the garden. So it got very leggy. And that's not really the best when it comes to fruit production. I have this, which is the Thai dragon pepper, which is actually my top 3 favorite peppers. I know I'm saying all of these is some of my favorite peppers, but honestly, like the Thai dragon, the Thai chili pepper is like my favorite top 3. I also have another one, a cayenne right here. I have another cayenne right here and another cayenne right here. The reason I like cayenne so much is because, like I said, they make a very compact plant, but they produce a whole lot of fruit. So this video is coming to an end. I ain't gonna hold y'all time too much longer. I'm just gonna show y'all this last section, kind of where my containers are doing. So I have a pepper right here. Originally, it was next to all of my super hot peppers. But it was 2 of them that was next to my super hot peppers, and I decided to move this one over a little bit because I was noticing that this was crossbreeding quite a bit. Now, this is just a regular banana pepper, and as you know, banana peppers are not super hot. Banana peppers do tend to turn orange or red at times. So whenever I decided to pick them, I ate it, and then I let my partner try it, and she was like, it's very hot. Like, it's super hot to be a banana pepper. So I believe that this pepper, as well as the other one that's over there, it has been crossed with those super hot peppers. So here, I have a little bit of lime basil with some top soy, which is Chinese mustards. And I want to grow this so bad because of the leaves. Like, do you see how cool these leaves look? They kind of look like alien, like an alien afro, or like just something around it. Like, I just like things that look cool. So this right here is some purple mustard greens. I had started these from seed. I had started quite a few from seed actually, and 1 pack did horribly. The second pack I had has done very well, and I have plenty more to actually be able to start. Got some Swiss chard here. Got some collard greens. Trying to start some more parsnips. Then right here, as y'all see this crazy looking pepper plant right here, how it's hanging over, it's done been snapped. They got a flower growing right there, which is crazy. Like, but you see how many peppers are on here? This is just a tale of real life. It doesn't matter how you bent to the side. It don't matter what you going through. It don't matter who done took from you. If you done got cloned, anything, like, you could still produce something as beautiful as this. It doesn't matter how it looks. It doesn't matter the presentation. What matters is the nutrition. What matters is the substance of the actual thing. All right, so this is just another video that I wanted to show y'all, just a quick little gardening tour. If y'all have any suggestions for the next videos that y'all would want to see from me, comment down below. I have a lot of information to give, But sometimes I just get so busy within the garden that I don't necessarily have the time to set up the camera. But if I know that y'all are interested, I would definitely take the time out of my day to show y'all what's going on with what I'm doing. So, like I said, remember, go outside, be a part of nature, enjoy the sun, enjoy the breeze, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the relationship that you have with nature around you, because if there was no nature, there would be no you. So realize where the source is and have fun with it. Appreciate it. Dedicate some time to it and love it. And remember, it's a beautiful day to garden.
Draining all your energy, better pull them like a weed. Undefeated in life, shit, I sprouted like a seed.